Okay. So, here we go. Let's get started. We're going to start out on elbows and knees. Let's bring your blocks nearby too. So we'll use those in a minute. And come on down, knees to the mat, about as wide as the mat. We've been starting this way the last few classes, and I think it's helping a lot of people find some of the muscles in the sides. The serratus, I forgot your name. Cindy. That's okay, we're back. The serratus are the muscles running down the sides here. They run along each rib cage. I'm going to refer to those quite a bit because we're trying to keep those engaged. Come down to your elbows. Let's start with the knees about as wide as the mat. Your feet are also going to be about as wide as the mat. But when you look back through your legs, you should be able to see your feet. So they're a little bit inside your knees. And then let's start with elbows about as wide as the mat too. Record I did. Okay. And start your breath here. Inhaling. As you exhale, try to let your rib cage drop down a little deeper into your shoulder girdle. So feel your shoulder blades come together on the back. Keep your head hanging and your ribs opening down to the mat. Let your low belly release. There we go. When you inhale, spread the shoulder blades to bring the ribs up. Keep the head dropped. Try not to let hips help. Keep your hips released. When you exhale, drop the ribs back down. Shoulders come together. There you go. Let your ribs just still open. Okay, do that again. As you inhale, soft pressure down through elbows to pick your ribs up. Try not to use hips to pull. Don't tuck hard here. And then as you exhale, let your ribs drop back down deeper into the shoulder girdle. Shoulder blades slide together on the back behind the ribs. Okay, more and more like that. Spread the elbows apart. Feel like your elbows are pulling your mat sideways, horizontally apart, engaging the serratus, the muscles underneath the armpit there. Inhale at the top this time. And exhale, keep elbows pulling the mat apart. Try to slide your shoulders up toward your ears a little bit. Okay. And then slide the shoulders back again. Drop the ribs back down. Okay, last one like this. Soft pressure in the thumb side of the hand. Think of the thumb side of the hand pushing down. Hands pull mat apart, elbows pull mat apart. And then slide the ribs up. Feel the serratus. Drop your head through your arms. Lift your middle abs and low belly, rounding. Good, and then start sitting back like this. Heels hug in toward each other, knees pull in toward each other on the mat. Suck your ribs up and back. Stay rounded, don't let it go. This is work right now. Knees hug in, feel your groin warm up, heels hug in, elbows hug in. And then go ahead and sit all the way back into this wide leg child's pose, meets hero's pose. Okay. Drop your forehead to the mat. Chin in, try to bring your forehead as far back on the mat as you can. Lift your chin into your own throat. Push down through the thumb side of the hand a little. Lift ribs a little bit and inhale. Hold that air in. Inhale a little more. And then as you exhale, let your hips release. Let your ribs drop toward the mat a little deeper. Good. One more like that. Pressing down through the thumb side of the hand. Little pressure in elbows. Chin tucks in. Lift your ribs up. Inhale. Exhale. Let hips drop deeper. Let ribs drop deeper into that stretch. Good. Bring your head up, look forward. Pull back on the mat with elbows as you press softly into the tops of the feet to come back forward. Good. Bring your elbows so they're about 2 inches apart, maybe 3, especially if you have a wider shoulder girdle. But what you want is elbows inside the shoulder. We're purposely going to engage the pecs, the muscles that attach to the front of the ribs, and they also attach to the collarbone. And then make hands in prayer, flat on the ground with pinkies. Keep your pinky long. Keep your thumbs together. Interlace the middle 3 fingers. So the index, middle, and ring finger all interlace. That's it. Yep. All right, and then come forward until your forehead can lay on your thumbs. You're going to pick that right back up again. That's just how far forward you are. Push through elbows to bring your ribs up into the upper back. Drop your head through your arms. Round. So head comes up off the hands. Drop your head through your arms. There we go. Keep pressuring your elbows to pick your ribs up higher. That's it. Low belly draws in to bring your tailbone to aim to the floor, but don't tuck forward. Keep your low belly lifted up and back. Then pressure through elbows to sit back a little ways. Once you get about halfway back, hold. Press through the pinky side of the hand. Try to tuck your head past your upper arms. Really get the head through the arms. Okay, so look up here for a second. Chin in. That's it. So ribs lift more. Good. Knees hug in, heels hug in. Sock the belly up. And then start sitting back, let your hips release, but keep your ribs that far back. Elbows stay stuck to the mat. Then let your hips release all the way back. You should feel a big stretch in your side body. Shoulder blades getting slid up the sides of the ribs. Okay, you're going to come up but not forward. Press down with your pinkies, little pressure in elbows, elbows squeeze in. And then drop your head through your arms, pick your ribs up. And just suck the belly up and back. Knees hug in, ribs lift up, the head as far through the arms as you can get it. Inhale. Exhale, keep head through arms, but don't tuck pubic bone to face. Keep hips back, don't let those help. And then drop it all the way back again. Maybe you can drop a little deeper into your stretch. Are we feeling that stretch in your sides, guys? Good, one more time. Pick it up, but don't come forward. Ribs go up and back, head through the arms. You're trying to pull your ribs out of your shoulder girdle. Elbows are stuck. The rest of you is pulling back. Inhale. Knees hug in, heels hug in. Groin is engaged, inner thighs. Low belly lifted, ribs lifted. And then drop it all the way back. Keep elbows stuck to the mat. Don't want to come down. Good, and come forward again. How we doing? Okay, feel this? Yeah. All right, perfect. Okay, hop the knees in until they're pretty close to touching. Tuck your toes under and inner feet touch. So by inner feet, I mean a little arch in here, not the heels. Okay? Keep the elbows the way you had them. Keep your stance pretty long. Little test. You're going to push into the pinky side of the hand a little. Try to sit your hips back. They should be able to pass the knees a little bit. Should be a little reach to get there. Maybe lengthen a little, Judith. Make that a little longer. Good. Okay. If your ribs don't straighten the thighs real easy, that's not it. Bring the knees a little further back. You'll know whether or not you get your stretch after this one. You may have been good there. You'll see. All right. Elbows are still close. Bring it forward. Keep pressure in the elbows. Keep pressure in the pinky side of the hand. That's why we didn't cross pinkies. You don't feel like you're squishing one of them. So keep the pressure there too. Now look up here for a second. Slide your shoulder blades forward up the sides of the rib cage. You're not going to let ribs drop down into it. So you're in the neck. You're going to keep your ribs above the shoulder or up in the shoulder girdle a little. Then slide shoulders forward. Feel like you're folding collarbone in half. That's going to engage pecs. So push down, try to pick your ribs up more. Look up here. Pick your ribs up. There. Now slide shoulders forward. Keep your ribs up. All right. Drop your head through your arms. Suck your low belly up and back. Think of rounding everything. But don't tuck tail. Good. Keep the low belly lifted. Your tailbone may be facing your ground and not squeezing your glutes. Don't squeeze the glutes. Now start sitting back like that. Keep your head through your arms. Knees are a pivot point. If your hips go a little past your knees, you should start getting a bigger stretch. Your knees pushing the mat forward. Good. Now let your ribs spill toward the thighs. The floating ribs may come down to touch the thighs as low as possible. Good. You guys feel that? Okay, from here, little pressure in pinky side of the hand. Feel your elbows squeeze in on your head or near your head. And then try to suck your ribs up. Head down. So round your upper back more. There we go. Feel those upper abs. Inhale. Tuck your head inside the elbows. And then let the hips release before you let the ribs release. Hips drop back. Then let the ribs release. Get that pull in your sides. Okay. And then we're going to come back forward, pulling with elbows to come forward. Good job. Okay. Let's keep toes tucked. Lift your ribs up by pressing down through the pinky side of the hand and the elbows. And then just drop back down again. Get the ribs to move through shoulder girdle. There you go. Let the head drop when the ribs come up. Good. And drop back down. Good. Stay forward. Everybody stay forward. So just get that feeling of movement. Keep your shoulders right above elbows. Pick the ribs up in the shoulder girdle. And then drop back down. Good. So Cindy, look up here for a minute. Come forward so shoulders right over elbows. Good. And then keep your head neutral. Push down. Pick your ribs up. Let the ribs come back down. There you go. You feel that? Stay forward. It's not a forward and back. One more time. Pick the ribs up. Everybody do this. And then drop back down. Shoulders slide together. Right here in place. Drop the chest. There we go. Pick the ribs up. You got it. And then drop back down. Now we're talking. Yep. Pick the ribs up. Yeah. Feel the difference? It's shoulder blades migrating around the rib cage. One more. Drop your ribs back down. All right, so everybody should have the right position with the low body. Bring the ribs up a little bit, and then reach your hips back. No tail touch. Now it's reaching back. Sitting bones are apart. There's little bones at the base of the buttocks. That means glutes are not squeezing. Press into pinky side of the hand. Press into toes. And then hips come up, knees come off the mat. Into your dolphin pose. Good. Walk the feet in a little if you feel like you're not on top of heels. Your feet should not be pushing the mat back. You're trying to drop heels toward the mat. So really press into elbows to drop your chest further back. So chest back, head a little through the arm. Drop your left heel toward the mat. Good. Push a little more through your right elbow to drop that left heel deeper. And then switch. Drop your right heel toward the mat. Hips should be on top of it. Heel coming down. Switch. Don't sink in your shoulder girdle. Chest back further. Chest back further. Head through the arms. Switch. Good. Find your breath. Come high on your toes. Come forward with the head. Come over the elbows. Then start bending the knees. Keep ribs lifted and come down. How are we doing? Okay. Pick your ribs up into shoulder girdle and sit back into your stretch. Drop your head through the arms and breathe. Inhale. Good. Okay, one more time. Come forward. Press into elbows a little bit. So notice if you collapse into the shoulder girdle, now you're just in the neck. When your hips come up, it doesn't feel like you can come over the heels to drop them down very well. You want to stay lifted up out of the shoulder girdle, and then the ribs come back by elbows pushing the mat forward. Then your neck can lengthen. If you collapse here, it feels like all your weight is forward and your feet feel like they're pushing the mat back. That is not the shape. That'll hurt the neck. Up, back, and then heels can drop. Hips should feel like they're more on top of the heels. Okay? Let's try it again. Here we go. So pick the ribs up out of the shoulder girdle and then bring them back. Now this should feel like a little pull in your sides. Right? Okay? Then push into the feet and don't let your upper body lose the ground that you made there. Good. Okay, drop your left heel toward the mat. Try to get it all the way down. Little pressure through right elbow. And then switch. Don't crane the neck. Keep head released, hanging down. Head down. Switch. Good, let's take the right leg up and back. Open up your hips to face right. Drop your head through your arms. Good, bring that hip back down. Bring your knee into your nose, but keep your hips back. Good, then bring the body forward. Try to touch knee to the chin. Keep the body rounded. Bring it all the way back and up. Switch. Left leg up and back. Open up your hips. Use your elbows to push your chest back. Left leg reaching. Spread the toes. Good. Bring that knee into nose. Come forward. Keep the shoulders pulling back. Come back. Put the foot down. Bend the knees. Come to the neck. Good. How are we doing? Find your stretch here. Push through elbows. Push through pinkies. Pick ribs up. Drop head through arms. Suck the rib cage up and back as you sit all the way back into your stretch. Should feel good. How are we doing? Good. All right. Okay, put your forehead into the mat. Let's widen elbows just a touch. Unless you know you have pretty open shoulders, you don't need to widen elbows then. Keeping forehead into the mat. You're going to start rolling forward on your head. Keep weight into the head as you roll forward. We're going to stretch the neck a little bit here. Chin dropping in. Good. Now try to notice if your tail is tucking and glutes are squeezing and you're pushing with force. You're pushing, let your hips go. Good. Find your breath. Your knees are softly pushing the mat backwards. Your toes are softly pushing. But your spine is pretty flat. Good. Think of lifting your shoulders away from your ears. And then roll all the way back out of the stretch. Let's do that one more time. If you felt like you got stuck and you couldn't go any further forward, you just have to widen your elbows. Roll forward. Stay heavy on your head as you roll. Try not to tuck the tail as you roll. See if you can roll all the way to the back of the head. Shoulders lift away from the ears, soft pressure and pinkies. And then go ahead and roll as far as you can and notice if you're tucking. Let your hips release. Feel weight come down into the head. Hands get light, shoulders lift up and back. And then roll all the way back heavy on each millimeter of the head till the forehead comes back to the mat. Good. Open the hands and bring it back up. How are we doing? Come on to hands. Turn your hands out sideways so that the thumbs are like parallel lines. How you doing? Sweaty. Okay.
Yeah, that's good.
Sweating is good. You can do like that. All right, a little wider maybe. Yep. Turn out a little further too. Good. Okay, and then really spread the metacarpals, the little bones in the hands as much as you can. Yeah, active hands. Good. Okay, from there, don't let your hands turn in. They're going to stay stuck to the mat, but turn your arms in. So inner spiral. The opposite of what you usually do. Then bend the elbows out. Keep weight in the thumb side of the hand, that thumb knuckle right where it meets the wrist, the bottom two thumb knuckles, I guess. And then bend the elbows. You should feel a little stretch in your hands. A little funny weight on that thumb knuckle. Fingers stay really flat. How are we doing? Yep, keep the elbows wide and forward. Good. Bending elbows out to the side. Now pick up ribs in that shape. So keep elbows bent, body forward, but pick ribs up. Rounding the upper back. Up, pick ribs up, pick ribs up. Drop head down, keep elbows bent. We got it. Good. Re-straighten the arms and then flatten out the back again. Good. How are we doing? One more time. Inner spiral. Bend elbows wide. Drop your head. It's easier to pick up the floating ribs if your head are released and your neck muscles released. Then pressing through thumb side of the hand. Pick ribs up. Spreading the shoulder blades. More. You got it. Go up, 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 up. That's spreading shoulder blades. Feel how they came open off your back? Yes. Good. And then let your hips go. Release it back down. Good job. You feeling hands? Mm-hmm. Okay. Same thing. Let's pick the ribs up. This time walk your knees forward. So far forward that if you lean forward, it doesn't mean you're going to fall on your face and nothing's really there to stop you. Okay, so you're really pretty short between knees and hands, which means your spine has lots of room to round up, right? Inner spiral arms, put a soft bend. You should really feel like your shoulders are passing the thumb knuckles here. Then drop head, suck middle abs up. Those are the abs between the rib cage and the pelvis, the transverse abs, and fold in half from there. Pick the belly up, round, more. More, big round, big round, big round. Suck your low belly in, think of knees squeezing into each other, soft. Drop head through the arms, more. Get up there, breathe, inhale. Exhale, stay here, closing front ribs. Good, feel here lifting, that's it. Now go the other way, let your hips drop back. Oh, keep this up. Let your hips drop back, out, no, out of the round, unarched spine. Okay, there we go. Do that again. Push through hands to bring ribs up first, then lift middle abs. Good, knees roll in a little. Keep lifting the core, let the back muscles open more. Drop your head through your arms. Perfect. Start coming back down, let your hips release away. Better. Good. All right, and one more like that. Try to press into hands. Inner spiral arms, pick your ribs up, drop the head down, suck the low belly, no abs up, knees hug in. Good, and then go ahead and start sitting back like that. Don't just sit. Tail tucks, keep the belly pulling, and go back as far as you can with ribs still lifted, and then come right back up again, and then flatten out the spine, drop the chest down. Good. Okay, walk the knees back again. Pretty far this time. When you sit back, your hips should be able to pass heels, your ribs should be able to just barely reach to your thighs. Okay, yep. All right, bring it back up. Last set of this style, and using these muscles, inner spiral arms. Push down through the thumb side of your hand to start picking up your ribs and dome the upper back. Then lift middle abs and low belly. Think of inner spiraling legs. No squeezing glutes. Drop your head. Start sitting back like that. Really spreading the muscles in the back as you sit back. Keep the head drop through the arms. When you're all the way back, you can let the hips release. Feel a really long stretch in your sides. Let your head drop. Breathe. Okay, to come forward, think of pulling back on the thumb side of the hand and the serratus, the muscles on the ribs, underneath the shoulders, underneath the armpits. Pick it up, push through your knees, suck the ribs up right away. Drop your head through your arms. Drop your head through your arms. It'll help you lift your ribs. Keep coming forward. Head dropping, head dropping, head dropping. Come all the way forward. Bring the head up. Now let your hips start to drop toward the mat. Good, you should feel no pressure in your low back. If you don't, you can let your ribs drop down too. Shoulders slide together. Good. If you want to bend elbows, you can bend elbows and you're basically in your forward. Good, to come back up, think of lifting low belly first. Lift the ribs by pushing through thumbs. Suck the belly up and back. Drop your head through the arms and sit all the way back into your stretch. Inhale here. Exhale to come up, pull back with the shoulders. Get those muscles underneath the armpits engaged. Get the muscles, the serratus that run along the ribs engaged. Drop your head through your arms to get upper front abs engaged. Then start coming forward like that. Keep the head dropped. Keep the belly sucking up. Keep the back spreading. Pressure in your thumbs. Pressure in your thumbs. Don't let arms bend. Try to drop hips. Don't let arms bend yet. Good. How are we doing in low back? No pressure? Good, then you can drop ribs, and if you want to bend elbows, you roll shoulders back because you bend elbows. Good, how you doing? Low back, okay? All right, last one. Belly comes up first, then you press through hands and sit all the way back. Good. Okay, let's keep the toes tucked and walk the hands back, sitting on the feet. Okay, starting to feel some space in low back. Yeah, good. Okay, let's flip hands backwards. And do hands and feet here. Spread across the fingers. Put a baby bend in your elbows. Not a major bend. It should stretch your hands. This is a weird place to stretch it. You have to stretch it. Tuck the toes. Yep, inner feet touch. And even walk the knees back a little bit so your toes are tucked more of the ball of the foot's on the mat. Good, and then sit on the feet. So you just have a little stretch in your feet and a little stretch in your hands. Okay, baby bend in the elbows increases the angle here, which increases the stretch in your hands. Okay, now try to do the same thing we've been doing. Drop the head in first, then start pressing through the knuckles and thumb side of the hand to spread the shoulder blades apart and round your upper back. Suck your ribs back, suck your low belly back, and then start flattening it back out by putting weight back into your hands. Let your head drop, let your shoulders slide together, belly spills out, and sitting bones end up open. All the way back. Good. So it's a very specific detail, it's sort of a cat-cow movement. Let the head drop first. Try to feel the ribs release up a little. So you're not shoving ribs down. Pressure in hands supports that. Then spreading shoulder blades with pressure in hands and sucking belly back. Keep hips sitting on heels. Don't let sitting bones close. Lift your low belly. Soft pressure in the big toes, like your big toe is literally trying to push the ground away, will help you suck your low belly up out of the front of the hips more. Good. Let's go back the other way. Going to release the core a little. Let the head drop. Feel your thoracic spine, the upper spine drop in between the shoulder blades as your shoulder blades come together behind ribs. Then belly spills. And your back in your arc. Now pull shoulders down away from ears a little bit, staying in your arc. Good. Last one like this. This time we're going to start from your low body. Pick up your low belly first. Sit your hips on your heels, lift low belly. Then pressure in hands helps you bring ribs back. Keep head dropped all the way down through the arms. Inhale here. Exhale, push your toes, lift low belly, and start coming back forward. Pressure comes back into hands. Shoulder blades slide together, neck hanging long. Belly spin. Good. Okay, this time we're going to stay rounded. So spread shoulders, lift low belly. Tailbone ends up going under, but it's not a tuck because you're not squeezing glutes. You're lifting low belly. Push your big toes. Roll back through your right hand, bending the fingers back. Keep your core. That's what's holding you back there. That's what's keeping your weight right now. Then roll back down through the right hand. Left side, roll back. Keep your low belly lifted. Don't move it back. Keep your head hanging. And then roll back down. Good. Last one. Roll back through the right. Drag it forward a little. A little. And then roll back down. Left side, roll back through the hand. Bring it forward a little on the mat. And roll back down. So now let's have the hands about 2-3 inches in front of the knees. Pull back with hands as you come up. Your toes don't. Unless they hurt. Are they done with that stretch? All right. Bend elbows back. Okay, now I want you to attempt forward. Feel how if you go forward, nothing's going to stop you from falling on your nose, it feels like. What's going to stop you is your low belly. If you tuck your tail when you lean forward, you will fall on your nose. So you have to let go of that tuck and let your hips drop back. Good. Then you can lean forward with low belly, drawing across, kind of a horizontally spreading across the front of the pelvic bowl is what it feels like. Bend elbows back, shoulders draw back, chin and back of the neck is long, parallel to the ceiling. This is very similar to the position you'll be for some arm balances. Let's bring elbows into your own rib cage and try to drop the chest a little closer to the floor. Good. Push into the hands, bring it back up. Good. Once you're neutral in the spine, pick middle abs up. Let head drape, let tail drape, and suck the belly up to round all the way up. Good. As you flatten it back out, think pubic bone back, tailbone back, sitting bones open, shoulders back, lean forward with ribs and backward with hips. Good. You getting this? One more. Sock the middle abs up, drop hips, drop head. Straighten arms and really spread it back out. And then flatten it back out. Elbows dig into ribs, try to shift forward. So eventually, if you really are able to pull elbows in toward ribs enough, you get some of your arm balances here, or you can pick the legs out from under you. All right, let's go ahead and sit back on the heels again. Roll all the way out of that hand stretch. Come to knuckles with a straight wrist and a thumb forward. Roll back, come to knuckles. Good. How are we doing? Good. Counter stretch in the hands and wrists. Back of the hand on the mat, spread from thumb to pinky. Elbow forward. Okay. Now start pulling elbow back and then in, roll your shoulder back and spiral through the wrist. Funny little stretch. Good, right there is perfect. Now start bending the elbow back. The back of the hand will lift a little. Just feel that stretch. As you roll back forward, you can only go as far as you can without your elbow wanting to wing out. Okay. Rolling back, pull back on the elbow. Keep thumb to pinky wide and feel that stretch. Okay? Bring it back forward. Last one, go ahead and roll all the way out of it slowly. Feel that stretch in the hand and wrist. Good, and then roll all the way back. Now turn your hand to face in. So you're still in the back of the hand, but you're facing in. Fingers face in. Okay? Inner spiral the arm. That means eye of the elbow spins into your midline. And then outer spiral the arm. One more. Inner spiral arm. Try not to let the hand move. Hand stays stuck to the mat. And then outer spiral arm. Just stretching the muscles, the tendons in the wrist. And come to knuckles again. Okay, take the hand way out in front. Fingers get caught. Then fingers back to stretch hands. Little counter stretch. You can lean forward to come a little further forward through wrist. Roll all the way back. Good. Open and close that hand a few times. Flatten it out. It should be awake. Okay? Other side. Back of the hand on the mat. Thumb to pinky wide. Palm facing up. Let the elbow bend forward for now. Lots of weight in your right hand. Support yourself here. Don't let the hips squeeze and tuck. Try to release that and put the weight in the right hand. Then you're going to start pulling the left elbow back. When it can't go any further, your shoulder rolls up and back. And your arm outer spirals. Perfect. Okay? From there, bend the elbow back. Keep thumb to pinky wide. Go slow. It's maybe a new stretch. And then roll it back forward. Do it again. You feel that stretch? It's different, right? Muscles we don't usually stretch, but you really need to, especially when you're doing down dog or inversions or handstands or at a desk playing with the computer. One more time. Okay. And then roll it back forward. Okay, let's turn the hands so fingers face in. Thumb to pinky still wide, really spreading all the digits. And then inner spiral the arm. If you've done this before and you want to put some weight on it, you can. And then outer spiral the arm. Inner spiral, so you're rolling through the wrist, hand is anchored into the mat. And then outer spiral. One more. And then go ahead and try to close the hand to a fist. Open it up and come on up onto knuckles. Good little counter stretch. Flip the fingers over, reach out in front of you. Let fingers kind of get caught on the mat, bend fingers back. So that's a stretch for hand, right? Because you've got the angle here instead of in the wrist so much. Then roll forward toward the wrist stretch. You can lift hips if you need to. And then roll back. Open and close. Okay. And we should be good. 10 fingers, pick up knees. And let's try that again. Come back down. Keep the toes tucked. There we go. Nice. All right. Make sure your toes are lined up and they're nice and even. If your big toes don't want to touch because you've got the knuckle there or whatever, open the feet enough so that doesn't touch. And then we're going to try to think about lifting the outer arch of the foot on the pinky side of the foot. That one dies a lot. And try to get inner feet to touch so you're working the ankles, the outer ankle here. Working the feet. Knees are going to hug in. Low belly sucks back. Drop your head. Let hips drop toward the heels. And your heels come up and forward from the muscles in the feet. Yeah. Okay? Keep all the fingers on the ground. That's it. We're going to drop heels back down. Chest stays attached to the knees. Try to keep your inner foot touching when you drop back. Don't let your feet roll all the way up to the pinky side of the foot. Keep the feet active. Release the upper body though. It's not helping. Let your hips release. Let your glutes release. Don't squeeze the sitting bones together. Feel all your weight come down in the foot, into the feet. Let your head hang here through your arms. Alright, so come back up. Stay resting on the heels. Don't get ready to help your feet. Push into the toes to bring the heels up. Sitting your hips on the heels as much as possible. Heels come up high. You got it. Don't lean forward. Don't take weight out of it. Bring your hands back. Okay, so look up here for 1 minute. When you come back, your heels kind of push the hips back. Your shoulders drop forward and down. When you come up, your hips curl under the heels. Okay? Do one more time. Drop the heels back. Drop the hips back. Let your head drape. And then last one, bring it back up. Good. Keep heels nice and high. Come up to 1 or 2 fingers on each hand. Hug the knees in. Suck the low belly back. Think of having your weight forward and your belly sucking back to keep knees hug in. See if you can find your balance there. Hands coming into prayer. Lots of work in the feet. Good. Very nice. All right, hands come back down to the mat. Nice, guys. Let the heels drop back a little bit, but roll the inner feet to touch. So you just won't be as on the highest point that you can do. You're also not reaching as low. You're about in the middle. Then open the knees wide. Bring your body inside. Try to keep your inner feet rolling toward each other. So you're not letting the feet spill out with the knees. That's a tough one, okay? Hands reach forward, not so far that you can't sit back. It's going to be a counterbalance. So you're going to reach hands forward, elbows bend and hug in a little. And then start letting heels drop back, hips drop back away from hand. Your heels can't touch down, that's fine, but keep the feet active. Bend your elbows toward the ground, drop your head through your arms. Now push into feet, lift the butt up away from heels, and then drop it back down. One more time. Pick the butt up away from heels, lift low belly, drop it back down, and bring your body back up. Bring your knees in. Walk hands forward, turn hands out a little bit. Keep arms outer spiral, but keep ribs lifted up and back. Try not to touch knees to the floor, hips go up and down. Good. Let the heels drop toward the mat. Good. It's a little bit shorter than your normal down dog. Drop your left heel into the mat, let your right knee hang forward. Left heel down. Now let the right hip actually hang. Feel pressure in the thumb side of the hand and index knuckle. And then use hands to help shift the weight back. Spreading the shoulder blades. And then switch. Drop your right heel into the mat. Drop the ribs back. Head is dropped through the arms. Switch. Drop that left heel to the mat. Good. And then come forward. Walk your hands out in front. Come toward a plank. High on the toes. Spread the shoulder blades. Those serratus movements we've been doing the whole time. Spread the shoulder blades off the back. Good. Now keeping the shoulder blades lifted, let your hips drop a little. Keep the ribs up. Good. Choose look up here. Shift forward. There you go. Pick ribs up. Low belly lifts. Good. Bring your right knee in toward your nose. Push through hands. Pick ribs up higher. Step it back. Bring your left knee in. Push through hands. Pick ribs up higher. Suck the belly up. Step it back. Keep the ribs that high. Step right foot outside right hands. Good job. How we doing? If you want to grab blocks for this one, you can. You know you can do without blocks. Stay here. Hands are inside the foot. The front foot is turned out about 45 degrees and drop that front knee open. So really open the front knee out to the side. Okay, keep your back foot active. Think about dropping your back heel back. Then bend your elbows down, hugging them in. Try to come toward a chaturanga. Come right back up again. Push through your foot to bring the hips back. Good. To bring it down, start by bending the front knee a little, then drop the back heel back. Then bend your elbows back and toward each other. Try to drop down evenly. Good. Okay, push through hands and foot at the same time. Bring ribs up, bring hips back. Keep head drop, suck the belly up. Back there, those round actions we were making. And then start flattening it out. Drop chest into shoulder girdle. Start bending the front knee, drop the back heel back. Bend your elbows down. How we doing? Good. Okay, last one. Push through hands and feet at the same time. Suck the belly up. Drop the head. Let your left hip drop forward, Mark. Then bend the right knee open. Keep over to the right when you come down this time. And drop down with straighter arms. Put the back knee down. Okay. How are we doing? Good? Nobody's talking to you. All right.
Not the favorite.
We're good. Bring your left hand to the right. Good. Turn your right toes out. Bring your right hand outside the foot, but elbow in front of the shin. So you should be, yep, come forward a little more. Put your back knee down. You get a break. You put the back knee down? Yep. All right, elbow in front of the shin. Yep, and then hand to the mat. Perfect. Other hand's also wide. Your right elbow, your right upper arm is going to plug that right hip back and try to bring the chest toward the heel. Big stretch in the hip, right? Good. How we doing? Breathe. Everybody breathe. Slow, soft. Get rid of panic mode. Feel where your weight is. You've got hands on the ground. You've got your front foot on the ground. You've got your back knee on the ground. Let your core go. Yep, let yourself have room. Okay, push down through the hands to bring it up. Bring your hands to the middle. Okay, sit back. Let the front toes just hang off the mat, but then use the pinky side of the foot to turn out. Okay, you good? Turn your foot out. All right, drop your head back. Let your left hip pull back further than the right, and then drop elbows toward the mat. Drop the head down. Breathe.
Are you over to the left or the right?
You're staying right. You're not trying to come off that hip. You're trying to pull back. So you can keep your knee bent.
Okay.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Try to pull back a little with left hip. Keep the right pinky toe to the right. Don't let the foot signal in. Come back and forward. Okay. Bring the heel to the wood. You're going to slide your foot forward and as far to the right as you need to bring your left frontal hip down to the mat. Top of the left foot comes down. Okay, so slide out to the side. If you can keep it in closer, it's a bigger stretch, more toward a true Hanuman. And then walk the elbows forward and left and drop down to elbows. So you gotta slide that foot way forward. It will go. Just take it wider.
Oh, okay.
There you go. Keep coming. Walk your hands forward, not back. You're going too far back. I know you got a bigger stretch than that. Bring your leg forward. All right. So here's how you're gonna come into it. Stay up here. All right. Now this hip comes toward the mat as this foot slides. You don't start sliding this foot till this hip starts coming. So come forward with your hip. There we go. Now you're at it. And bring elbows to the mat. Your elbows can go toward me more. I need this hip to touch down to the mat all the way. Yeah, feel the bone in the mat? Okay. Good. Now same thing. You gotta come down off the blocks. You have to feel the leg.
Okay.
You can put something under your left hip if you want.
Yeah.
But you could probably come pretty close down. Put that sideways.
That's fine. Okay.
Yeah. There you go. Slide your foot out as you come forward. Bring the bolster a little forward. You might miss it. You good? I think it's too far back.
Yeah.
Feel what I'm talking about?
Yeah. I did too. We'll try.
You can also
This
put
is
your,
this is the
is
crazy
the
leg.
one.
Yeah.
You can put your blocks there so your elbows won't drop as far too. So blocks right in front of
Okay.
the bolster. And then just like Cindy just did, try to slide forward, dropping the hip as the foot goes out. And your foot looks pretty ambitious. Let that foot slide back a little. Okay, and then elbows to your blocks. You're there. You okay?
Yeah.
Not gonna be there for very long. All right.
No, it's pretty comfortable actually.
Okay,
The
good.
stretch is a lot, but
But you're there.
Yeah.
That's good. Soft pressure down into your elbows for the sake of picking up ribs a little. You should feel your left frontal hip into your surface there. You're going to pull back with elbows. Think of leaning forward. The hip gets stuck to your mat, and you should be pulling your ribs out of the front of that hip, feeling lengthen the psoas. You feel that?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody, Cindy, you feel that one? Okay, one more time. Little pressure in elbows to bring the ribs up. And then inner spiral both legs. That means the groin of the right leg rolls toward the ground. The sitting bone can be up, I don't care. The other groin rolls in and up. Then soft pulling back on elbows, ribs come forward out of that left hip. Good job, guys. One more time. Inhale as you pick ribs up a little. Inner spiral legs. Lift the belly as you exhale. Lean forward out of that hip. Good. How are we doing? Okay. Let's take your left elbow. Swing it forward as far as you can. Your hand gets pulled in. Your right hand, you can anchor it in. This is a shoulder stretch. Your right hand stamps your left hand down. Right elbow comes close to your body. Push your ribs left. Pick them up off the mat. Bring them left. Okay. Then see if you can lay your head on the forearm and wrist. It should be a fairly decent shoulder stretch. Your right elbow keeps pushing the mat away. Breathe. Keep inner spiral on both legs so you're dumping the hip into the mat. Yeah, your block has to go out further forward, man. Further, further, further. There you go.
yeah, there we go.
Feel the stretch?
Yeah.
The more the elbow sweeps
Ooh,
forward
yeah.
and into your midline, the bigger the stretch. If the hand gets away from you, the stretch will lessen, so keep the hand in too. We got it? One more breath here. Keep inner spiral in both legs, dumping that left frontal hip into the mat. Ribs getting heavier into the mat. Don't protect the shoulder. If the ribs lift, you're going to have less shoulder stretch. Good. Come up out of that. How are we doing? Everything's still attached. Okay. Now, stay in your left elbow. Put it right under the left shoulder. So your your bone in your upper arm, the humerus, is parallel to the wall, front and back wall. And then keep the front of the hip on the ground. Pull back with that elbow like you're leaning forward, just like we were a minute ago. So you've got length in psoas. Your back leg's going to bend. If the front of the hip lifts and then the hamstring has to work really hard, that is not it. Let it go. Start again. Front of the hip dumps. The back foot's going to bend like nothing. Okay? And it'll drop over to the right a little. Reach back with your right hand. Come to the top of the foot. Pull it into the buttocks. Good. Is that nothing for a stretch? Nothing at all?
No, I
You feel a little bit? Okay. If that is, I think nothing. If that is not enough stretch, then you just reach back with the other hand, and then you can come down on top of it. That'll be good. Yep, so when you get to the foot, pull it in, elbow toward the midline. And then if you really can come over it, turn your hand forward, you can even come up on top of it more. Yeah, that'll be a deeper stretch. Good. Breathe. Okay? And let it go. Very good. Woo, you almost have
I
it.
know, I'm trying to feel
I
it.
see a little work in your hamstring now. Lean. Get that same length you have.
Okay.
Now when you bend, feel like you're on your quad, not your knee. And let your foot drop toward knee. Come on. Where your foot coming from? There you go. Okay, better. You got it.
Oh, I got it.
You totally got it.
At least I touched it.
You feel the difference between contracting
Yeah.
the hamstring to pull
And the,
against the contracted front of the hip?
Lengthening that
You
psoas
have
out.
to keep that psoas long and
Yeah.
that hip release. If the hip flexors are contracting, that means they're trying to bend this way.
Right.
That's
I
the
can feel
muscle you're trying to stretch. If that contracts, this has to counter contract, and now it's all just
Yeah,
tight
I
and you're
got
in
it.
big trouble. All right, let's bring the hands back. And then you can go two ways. Watch first. You can either bend the back knee and come back from hips, or a little more advanced, tuck the back toes, suck from belly, push from hands, and come straight back to your down dog. Either way, let's meet in your down dog. All right, breathe. This is supposed to be your resting posture. This won't feel very much like a resting posture if your sitting bones stay closed and your hips stay tucked and are ready to push this forward, okay? So reach the sitting bones back, push through hands, not just for the sake of pushing, but for the sake of spreading your shoulder blades, lifting your hips back a little like we've been doing all class. Then drop your head back, drop your hips back. Put a soft bend in your knees. Soft bend in your knees. Think of your ribs coming towards your thighs. Good. Okay, go ahead and lift your ribs up now by dropping head through, suck the ribs, and then drop them back again. Good. Upper back bending. Pick the ribs up, engage core a little, and then drop them back again. Good. Re-straighten the legs, pick ribs up to neutral, drop your head. Come forward into your plank by lifting your low belly. Keep pressure in the thumb side of the hand so your ribs are up. You're domed in your upper back by spreading shoulder blades, picking ribs up. Good. And then bring the left knee in. Step your left foot outside of your hands. Good job. Hands are just inside the foot. Toes are turned out to about 45 degrees, maybe more if you've got a bigger stretch. Your back hip, let it hang down. Let's play with that for a minute. Put the knee down. Hand right under the shoulder. Stiff arm that arm. Take the other hand off the mat. It's doing nothing. You don't have to pick it up, but it should be totally released. Drop your right hip into the hand. Let the right shoulder come forward a little. Get that feeling of hip and psoas hanging, just like we just had. Feel that? Yeah? Good, you can turn away from it. Good. Feel the difference there? Now when your hands come back to the mat, don't let that hip pull back. You can drop forward into the stretch. Now, instead of pulling hip back, reach heel away from hip to bring the knee off the mat. Keep those front toes down. Good. That's it. Okay, now push through the front leg, push through the arms at the same time. Suck the belly up, drop the head, pick your ribs up, head drops through arms. And then flatten the back out again. Drop the chest into the shoulder girdle, start bending the front knee, drop the right heel back. Then start bending elbows in toward each other as you come down. It's like chaturanga meets into the roof. Good. How we doing? Press through hands and feet equally to bring it up. Spread the shoulders, drop the head, lift the belly. Hug the right hip further forward. Bend through the left knee, bend through the elbows, drop the right heel back to come all the way down. Good. Keep that left knee open. Pick it back up by pushing through arms down leg, drop the head. Roll right hip forward, left hip back. Drop all the way back down, last one. Okay, you can put the back knee down into the mat. Okay. How are we doing? Yeah. Right hand comes over to the left. Left hand comes in front of the shin, but outside the foot. Don't go over the knee, stay in front of it. Yep, and then hand to the mat. Fingers face forward. Think of inner spiraling shoulder. Roll it down. So, roll your shoulder. There we go. That, perfect. Yeah, and then the forearm is parallel to the wall. Okay, good. So, that shoulder has to roll in so you can bend here. Okay, keeping that. Your elbow is going to plug the knee back, hip back. The right hip drops further forward, and maybe you can bring your chest closer to that heel. Keep your left knee opening, but don't let your foot die and just let out, okay? Reach the inner foot back to the mat even as the knee opens. Breathe. You can pick the back leg up if you want a deeper stretch. Okay, we got lots of points of contact with the mat here. Hands, front foot, back knee if it's down. Let those distribute weight evenly then. Very softly spread the upper body. Okay, bring it up. Good job. Okay, keep the back toes tucked. Sit back until the front toes maybe come light off the mat. Okay, and then turn the pinky side of the foot out. Yes, so you feel that outer foot engaged. Try to spread your toes there. Get the little gangly yoga toes. And then sitting back, drop your right hip back further. Drop the elbows toward the mat. Drop your head down. Sorry, I think that was my phone, guys. My bad. Okay, and then feel that stretch. Now let your foot go forward, but keep it turned out so your outer ankle's still active. Breathe. You have the thinner wrap, you may want to bring next time. Judith has the thick one underneath. I'm stuck. What are you stuck in?
I don't, right here.
The stretch? Then you don't get to be down that low. Get your hands back up. Okay, let's start it again. Come forward. Where does this originate from? This hip drops back first.
Okay.
Okay? Once this hip drops back, this one rolls forward a little, but that's why I'm telling you don't let the foot sickle. The foot turns back away from it.
Got it.
Okay, you feel that?
Yep.
Let's actually even walk the hands over here. Okay. Now, feel the leg getting pulled longer. We better?
Yeah.
It's making more sense?
Yep.
Okay, good. Keep the toes turned out. Feel how the foot wants to sickle? Nope. If you keep them turned out, you'll feel the stretch from the inner foot all the way up. You guys getting it now?
Yep.
Okay. If you want to add some upper body, you lift in the core, but then let the back muscles drape around it, head dropping. So you're really controlling with hands. Hands are holding the mat, and then you drape down. Is this working a little better?
Yep.
Okay, good. Yeah, always ask. If you don't feel it, somebody else does. Good, and bring it back up.
Better.
Better? Everybody better? Yeah, see, it really helps. Okay. See, I think I make sense. Okay, everybody makes sense. All right, now you're going to slide that foot forward. Remember, if the closer it stays, so if you have a full Hanuman, legs stay close and you sit in your split. If you are nowhere near a full Hanuman, that leg is going to get wider, 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 wider. But don't just go there. You don't know how wide this split has to go until you know when this hip will release and lay down. So you start shifting forward with that hip, and when you feel stuck, you open the foot. Then shift forward, then open the foot. Until you can put the hip, yeah, you did it that side. Feel the difference? Then walk your arms diagonally forward away from this foot until you can put your hip down. Okay? It's either agony or ecstasy. I don't know what that face looks good. You got it on that side.
Yeah.
Can you get your other blue block? Can you help?
Yeah.
Oh, I got it. You got it. Little wriggling. All right, how we doing? We're here?
Yeah.
So this frontal hip can't pull it up off the mat. It's got to touch down. Yeah, like firmly, with some authority there. Elbows are under shoulders and almost squeezing your chest. I mean, not squeezing, but you get it. Okay. Push softly through elbows. Lift your low belly, inner spiral legs. Oh, sorry, top toes are on the mat. Did I say that yet?
No.
Good. All right, and then pulling back with elbows, lean forward until you start feeling this hip is stuck, but ribs are coming out of that. You guys feel that pull in the psoas there? Yeah? Good? Okay, you're
Oh my God, yeah.
Push a little through elbows, inhale. As you exhale, pull back on the mat with elbows. Let your shoulders come forward. I don't know if I've said it in today's class, but lats attach in the bottom two vertebrae, and then come, I mean not bottom two, but in the lower back. Then it comes around to the back of the upper arm, humor. So if you let that shoulder drape forward, up, inhale. Exhale, dump the hip into the mat so it can be anchored, and then pull back with elbows, lean forward with shoulders. Very nice. Looks like everybody's getting that. Okay, check it out. You're going to bring your right elbow forward. Think of your hand staying in the mat kind of into you. Your right elbow sweeps forward. Your hand is a pivot point. It stays back. The more your right elbow comes forward and also a little left, the more the side gets open all the way down from psoas, and the bigger your shoulder stretch will be. Now maybe that's enough for you, staying up here. And that's fine. If you want to go further, your left elbow plants and pushes your ribs right. You can actually pick the ribs up and bring them right. Then you can lay your head down on the forearm and the wrist, or the back of the hands, whatever this happens to hit. Keep the pressure from left elbow, bringing the ribs right. And breathe. Right hip should be very heavy in the mat still. Both legs inner spiral. It's okay if left sitting bones up off the mat a little. 2 more breaths here. Last one. Let the hips release, let the shoulder release. Let's see if that shoulder can move. Maybe pull up to the ear and then drop it away from the ear. Good, and then come back up. Good. Still living? Yeah, he's asleep in that story.
Yeah. That feels so good.
Good. Stay as long as you want. Okay. Now, remember to bring the foot forward. You don't want to fight. This lift is a bad sign. Keep the hip in the ground. Keep elbows pulling back, but do bring this elbow a little forward so it's right under shoulder. Once you feel that psoas length again, hip totally soft, the foot should just kind of dangle up. It's really released there. It can also drop over to your left. Then reach back with left hand, pull foot in towards buttocks. You have it, Mary. I'm going to help you. If it's not enough, go same arm, same side. Okay. So now hold this shoulder back.
This side's popping up. Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Right.
You're already there.
Yeah. So you got it.
So if you put it on this side.
We're popping up on our right
What's that?
hip.
Your hips
Our right
popping
hip's popping up.
Okay, so don't pull back, right?
Mhm.
Pull forward, lean forward. When your foot comes up, don't think they're coming up as much as sweeping left. Better?
Yeah, separate from the hip.
Separate from the hip, yeah. Sweep it left, let it dangle over there. That's going to help release the front of the hip. Then reach back with your left hand for the foot. Once your hand, oh, you're there. Once your hand has the foot, you can pull in and drop that shoulder back down, spill your weight into the upper body. Yeah. How are we doing?
Good.
Okay, so you're tighter on this side, huh, Cindy?
Yeah.
Other side, you're with the other arm.
Yeah, this one I
This
can't.
one, not so
Yeah, me
much.
too.
Okay, if you need to, just for everybody at home, you come around to the same side. Your palm is on the inner foot, elbow pulls back, hand spins around to the top of the foot, and you push down. You can come up on top of it more as you're pushing down. So did on the other side. Try here. Okay, you good? Let it go. Yeah, so that's an interesting little misalignment, right? You're a lot tighter in that hip and psoas, which maybe you're tighter in the opposite shoulder diagonally across. Yeah?
I feel it.
Yeah, okay, so that's normal. If you have something too tight on the left side of the body, something's going to counter pull right, something too tight on the bottom, something's going to counter pull top. So you end up with diagonals a lot of the time. All right, those are misalignments. That means your body's getting pulled out of alignment. Hands come back. You can either suck the belly back from here, pull in with the knee to come back, or the harder way, tuck toes, same pull, just a little more weight on, right? Good. Find your down dog, spread the metacarpals, and make sure that thumb knuckle and index knuckle we've been playing with are firm. That's what gives you the control to move your shoulder blades back and forth around the rib cage. Okay? Let's try that, everybody. Drop the chest into the shoulder girdle, bring it back up. So you're not in a full down dog. Your hips are piked, your hips are teepee, but then your chest is forward. Okay, you're too far forward. You're in a full plank. That's okay. Bring your hands back. Shorten that up. Shorten that up. Hands back, hands back, hands back. There we go. Okay, come forward until your shoulders are back over your hands. Then drop chest down, shoulders together, and then pick it up. There you go. Drop chest down, shoulders together. Keep the arms straight. I'll bend the arms. That makes it a lot harder. Shoulders come together. Right here. And then pick this up. There you go. Don't use hips. There it is. Now pick this up. That's it. One more time. Let your head drop. Now pick this up with head drop. How much easier than the head drop? Okay, come back down. Good. Okay. So come down to your knees. Take a break. All right. So what she's feeling here and what a lot of people do, if you are not willing to drop this head, and yogis do this all the time, head up. I want to see what's going on. I don't know what it is. you're going to keep your traps engaged. Your traps run from the base of the head out here, but they also teardrop down on either side of the spine. You can't make this movement happen if that's engaged. Okay? So when you go to do your serratus movements, let your head hang the whole time. Disengage the neck. Then you're free to move through the shoulder. Okay? So try it on your knees one more time. Let your head hang. Let's open knees as wide as the mat. Keep the arms fairly straight. And then let your shoulders come together. Yep, and then back apart. Much better. You feel the difference? Good job. Okay? When you're in down dog, your hips are in the air, it's a little different story because there's a little strength element involved, but that's the mechanics of it. All right, good. Let's go ahead and take the knees as wide as you can, and then sit back between the feet. If you're not going to make it to the floor here with your sitting bones, you need to bring the floor up to wherever you are. So grab your little purple block and sit on that instead. You're almost there. Put it long ways. You're on the floor? Nice. Okay.
And it's normal to feel a stretch in the knee.
You should feel a stretch in your knees.
Okay.
But if it's acute,
No.
like hips aren't letting go and
No.
knees are taking the brunt of the stretch, now we're not so happy. You're pretty low. Is that firm enough of a surface for you to feel your sitting bones?
Maybe not. I probably need one of these.
That's lower.
That's fine. I'll just use the regular.
That's closer. Your blue block would probably be about the same height, although you're probably sitting lower than that.
Yeah.
Good.
Comfortable.
Okay. You good?
Yeah.
All right. So sitting bones are apart. You can manually pull them apart. Okay. And then let your hands release onto the legs for right now. Feel like your hands are softly helping pull legs in, and then suck low belly back. Your sitting bones should feel like they're scooping the mat under you to roll the tail under a little. Don't close your glutes here. Stay forward with upper body. Now go the other way. Hands should feel like they're very softly pulling back. Elbows are in. Then sitting bones feel like they're pushing the mat back to roll the pelvic fold forward. Feel that rolling through here? Okay? Do it again. Shoulders stay forward. It's not upper body that's going back. You want upper body to stay forward so low belly can round the low back under that. Yeah, feel the difference? Knees hug in a little when you go back. As you come forward, feel knees open just a touch, and then low belly kind of rolls into that space. How we doing? Two more. Low belly drawing back, tail turning under. Good. Try to feel here, and then roll forward. Notice what's going on in those hips. How we doing? You feel uncomfortable?
And you can feel it.
Yeah, you can feel it, and it should be a different stretch. Maybe it's a locked area. You can close your knees a little if it's too much. Okay, try it again. Better?
Yes.
Okay, low belly draws as you roll tail under.
Oh, yeah, a lot better.
Okay, do you still feel it?
I do, but it really went that strain.
Then strain, yeah. Strain's not good. Strain is bad. If you want to describe something as hurting, that's not what we're looking for. You want to feel movement, and you want to feel here in the arc of the hips. Okay, good. All right, if you're on a block, you need to get your other two blocks. You have two here, I'll get you another one. No, you're good. Stay on your block. These two blocks are going to go behind you. There, here's one more.
Oh, okay.
All right, so we're going to do a little shoulders while we're in this hip stretch. Almost done though. Okay, so keep feet wide, keep knees as wide as you can comfortably or relatively comfortably. Feeling a stretch but not anything acute. And then you're going to lift your hips up, use your hands to do this on your blocks. Tail under. So your low belly pulls pubic bone forward. Don't try to squeeze glutes and push. It's not going to happen in this shape. You cannot close your glutes and push your hips forward. You have to put some weight into the hands. Low belly draws, tops of the feet push, the tail comes under. All right, so this should be rounded, okay? Let's do fingers facing forward, hands pretty far back. Like I said, if you're sitting on a block, you brought the floor up under the hips, you bring the floor up under the hands. Widen your blocks, way wider. Not toward the back, wider. Yep. I'm sorry, you may have to move forward on your mat. No, you got it. Okay, good. All right, so hands are about as wide as the mat. Shoulder heads roll forward, chin in, low belly draws soft. Think of your knees as coming toward each other a little. Not like they're squeezing in, but like they're rolling in, kind of inner spiraling. That should make some space to pull the low belly. You feeling that? Roll shoulders forward, chin in, low belly sinks. Then roll your shoulders back, leaning into the thumb side of your hand. Let your hands accept weight. Spread the fingers. Then roll the shoulders forward again. Keep low belly drawing. Good. Roll shoulders back, leaning back. Lean into the hands. Fingers face forward for this first one, unless you can't there. Is it okay?
Yeah.
Okay. You'll get a bigger pull from here by digging into the thumbs.
Okay.
Okay, you feel that?
Yeah.
Roll shoulders forward, chin in. Let your back of your ribs go between shoulder blades. Elbows wide here. Like you're screwing the hand in toward the thumb side. And then roll shoulders back, leaning into hands. Get longer in your core. Okay? And then let's lean over to the right. Put all your weight into the thumb side of the right hand. Roll into the left shoulder. Left shoulder rolls forward. Right elbow back. Reach through the left knee. Feel that diagonal stretch across the hip? Yep, yep. Good. Bring it back to your center. Stay leaning back so low belly is drawn and core is open. Lean left. Roll your right shoulder forward. Reach the right knee away. And then come back to your center. Lean right. Reach left knee away. Roll that left shoulder forward. Right shoulder back. Come back to your center. Lean left. Roll right shoulder forward. Left shoulder back. Reach through the right knee. Come back to your center. Push into your hands to come up. Turn the hands backwards. How are we doing? We okay here for another 2 minutes or so? Okay, fingers flat. Don't let the fingers bubble. It puts all your weight in your wrists and your joint. Roll your shoulders forward, bend your elbows back. Hands should be back far enough, probably further than on the last one, so that your elbows don't pass your hands. It's too easy, I know. It's too easy for your little body. Alright, shoulders stay forward, chin in. Low belly sucks back, almost to the point where knees get light. You don't have to actually lift them, but that's what should be happening. Yeah, good. Okay, let's roll the shoulders back, leaning into hands. Feel your elbows pull in, chin in to get the head out of the way, and then try to pull forward on the mat, pulling back and in with elbows. And then roll it back forward. You'll feel shoulder blades mobilized here. Do it again, roll back. You got it, perfect. Now don't use your low back, you go low belly, pull. Yep, and then roll forward. Good, let's lean left, bring your right arm across and let your arm just drape over the body for now. Left shoulder head is still forward, take the block further back if you can. There you go, bend the elbow, shoulder forward. Now keep your left ribs open. Now you're gonna roll the shoulder up to lengthen and then back, then elbow hugs in. Drop your head forward, right elbow wide, helping bring that shoulder blade open, twisting, and then roll back forward. One more like that, roll that shoulder up, back, right elbow wide, top of the head forward and down. Think of rounding in your twist. Round the spine. Yep, and roll it back. Good. Bring the right hand up. Okay, bring the left arm across. Go ahead and bend that right elbow right away so there's no hyperextension in the elbow. Good. The left arm drapes for now. When we do get up there, you will kind of turn it out. Top of the arm facing forward, okay? Here we go. You're going to drop the shoulder forward, release into the hand. Trust that back hand. Roll your shoulder up and back. Then elbow comes in. Maybe your shoulder blade can come down a little more. Left elbow wide, top of the head forward and down. Suck the belly in and back. Maybe even curl the toes up. And then roll the shoulder head back forward. Lean into the elbow. You're facing forward now with the rest of the body. Do it again. Roll shoulder up, back, and then elbow in. Lots of weight on the thumb side of that back hand, helping you twist. Drop the head forward. Elbow, left elbow wide. And then roll it back forward. Good. Bring it all the way up. How are we doing? Ready to come out of this?
No.
Sitting bones apart. Okay. Let's take your right foot out of the stretch and plant it into the mat. So how do we come out of this? Everybody stop. Lean forward and left. Everybody wants to lean back. If you lean back, that foot's stuck. Okay? Lean forward, then left, and then don't use your foot to come out because then that's quad trying to pull. It doesn't work. Use your hand, lean, and pull the shin out of it. So it's like it's someone else's leg. Alright, good. Okay, then bring your left knee straight ahead. Right foot's going to heel toe right. Come, you need a block for this. Come inside the leg. Okay.
This one or the purple?
I don't remember. They're pretty close. You may need 2 blocks for this.
I know.
Alright,
Bring block.
sit on it. Good. Yep, so sit on it. So if you're using a block or 2, it's long ways. You're sitting on it. Yeah, okay, blue block, that's between 2 blocks.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, good. That's the lowest block. I'll come down so you can see. Alright, from here you're going to bring elbow in front of the shin. If your arm wants to roll back, your elbow's going to face forward. You've got to think of rotating forward and down. Good, so your upper arm makes a surface for your shin. Hand plant, so elbows right over hand. Perfect. Other hand out to the side, and you're going to shift forward into that foot. Okay, good. Once you're up off your block or off your mat, roll the right shoulder back, push through the right foot to pick the hip up and air that side out a little bit. Yeah, if you're having trouble coming forward, maybe one more block, but maybe you're okay. You're good. Then now shift it back. Now don't let the foot sickle though. Keep the foot down. Good. Now ribs reach forward. Think of a flat spine coming forward. Good. You feel that hip stretch? Breathe. Now trust your hands. Look up here if you've never done this. You're going to lean into your right hand more. Try to work the right foot back and pick it up so you're kneeling on your own upper arm. Got it? Yep. Now once you're there, roll the shoulder further back to push the hip back. That's it. And let the ribs spill forward. Nice, Mary. Good, guys. Everybody's got it. Good. And bring the foot back down. Good. Feel how getting that foot off the ground actually gives you more room in the core?
Yeah, it does.
All right. Go ahead. Sit back down. Good. Let's go to the other side one at a time. Bring that foot back into the stretch. Again, it's easiest if you use your hand to move your leg, like it's someone else's leg. And then bring the other foot out. Lean forward and as far right as you need to bring that foot out. There you go. Good stuff. How are we feeling? Good. Okay. Come inside the leg. The hand has to rotate down, elbow coming up and forward so the upper arm surface, like a little hangman shape, is right in front of that knee. Or shin, I guess. Other hand into the mat. Okay. You're going to tip forward. If you need a lot of motivation to get there, you probably need to be on a block. Okay. And then you're going to roll that left shoulder back. Left hip comes up a little bit. And then ribs try to go forward. So you're plugging the pelvic bowl back on the left side as ribs lengthen away. Right? Okay? If you can get there and you want to go for that little arm balance prep, wiggle the foot out of it. You end up kneeling on your own elbow. Keep plugging elbow back, ribs forward and down. Lean left into that left hand. Breathe. And bring it back down.
And chin is down, right?
Chin is down? No, you can put your top of your head down. Get out of your neck.
Like this? I mean, actually on the mat?
You can. You don't have to. Yeah. Now drop your hips. Hips are too high. So, pretty good. All right, so the reason you got to crane the neck there instead of touching the ground is your hips are way above your shoulders.
Okay.
There we go. Now we're talking. Yeah. Much better.
Okay.
Good. Then you can get that more linear pull apart. All right, good job, guys. So go ahead and bring both feet out of that stretch. And come to Baddha Konasana with the feet. Soles of the feet together. How are we doing? Good. Good. Okay. Keep soles of the feet touching, balls of the feet touching, and heels specifically. And then pull your toes apart. Okay. Nope. Balls stay touching. Yep. Good. Okay. And about 2 feet of space between your heels and your pubic bone. Pubic bone. All right. Hands hold ankles. Don't hamper what the toes are doing. Hold ankles. I even eventually will pluck my fingers back. All right. Let's put your elbows inside your shins like you're pushing out and away with elbows. At the same time, so bring the elbows back on the inside. Yeah. Okay. Pushing out. At the same time that you push out with elbows and forward, almost like you're expanding your little oval here, you pull back with hands to touch. Feet push the mat forward, low belly sucks back, drop your head in. So you're actually trying to round right now, trying to round lumbar spine. Keep elbows pushing out, that's making space in the front of the hips. Now we're going to go a little bit the other way. Shoulders come forward, lean the shoulders forward, keep elbows pushing out, hands pulling back. Good, very nice, still stretching the hips. Okay, and then go the other way. Feet push forward, elbows push out, knees open, low belly sucking back. Drop the head through the arms. Let your neck truly release. Inhale. Toes open. Exhale, pull back on the mat with feet. Push out on the shins with elbows. Pull back with hands. Start drawing shoulders forward, ribs forward. Low belly drawing a little. Good. Then change the shape. Bring elbows in front of shins now. And if you're real flexible, you can get your elbows almost under your shins, picking them up. Okay? And then pull back on the shins with your elbows. That should be motivated from serratus, from intercostals. Okay? Not so much from obliques because that runs all the way down. Lift your low belly a touch. Pulling back with feet. Pulling back with elbows. Drawing forward with ribs. Good. Feeling that stretch. Okay, go the other way. Feet push the mat forward. Low belly sucks back. Knees drop open. Let your spine round. Drop your head in. Inhale. Shoulders roll forward. And then exhale. Pull back with elbows. Toes open. Feet pull back on the mat. And then roll it all the way up. Good. How we doing? Let's get some toys. Grab your block and put it at the top of your mat. Grab your red ball, put it right in front of that. Grab your purple, no, not your purple, your orange ball here, and put it under your legs. So you guys set up the other way. Okay. So you'll face it.
I was holding my middle back on that last one. I could feel it.
On back faster?
Yeah, I was holding my favorite spot.
Your favorite
Right
spot?
there.
Doing which part? The rounding back or
Not sure.
coming forward?
It may have been there a little from the time before, from whatever we did before, and then I was tight. I just felt it.
Yeah. When you round back, the low belly lifts, that's when it should release.
Yeah.
Then when you're coming forward, the idea is keep it released, keeping this, and that's the length
Feeling
it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So one of those two movements, you should have felt it
Yeah.
more tight than the other, but it's good that you noticed. Okay.
Release it now.
Mama,
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't get my feet all the way around to touch the other side.
That's okay. All right, grab your ball. Put the ball right up against your low back. Okay? Thumbs are on top of your ball. This is your 8-inch diameter ball. Fingers are down. You're going to take your ball, roll it about a half roll back till your fingers are facing you, and then lean back on it. It should be right under the bottom of your rib cage. Yours maybe could go a little further back. Yeah. Okay, now take your hands out. We're going to check your placement. Not everybody's torso is the same length, right? So you're going to slide your shoulder blades back and feel the bottom tips of your shoulders on the ball there. Okay? Good. All right. Then your hands are going to reach back for your block. Your block should be right about where your head is. Lay your head on your block. Good. Your block's tip. Take the bottom of your block further back on the mat. Go further. Yeah, at the top of the block. That's the stay put. All right.
I used to always do that. Remember in the beginning, I could never get that.
Chin drops down. There you go. Okay. Now, low belly draws a little. Bring your tail under. That's it. And then bolsters there. Let your legs come over your bolster. Good. Keep a little draw on your low belly. Yeah. There, that. Yes. So you got your upper back bend with your low back rounded. Okay. How are we doing? Good. My lower back hurts. That's not good. You should feel no pressure in your low back. So for you, tap the knees again. Tap the knees on top of the bolster for a minute. Okay. Bring your tail under more. Now let the legs go. Okay. Let the legs go all the way. Bring your arms up to the side. Give it a second and see how it goes. Feel a little better? Not yet. Take the next couple movements and see what happens. And I think right now you're just not releasing because you're not used to this upper back bend. We'll do these first couple movements. If this doesn't get you there, just come out of it. Okay, so here we go. You're going to have tail a little under you, arms out to the sides. Okay, roll your shoulder heads up and forward, chin lifts up, and then let that go. Let shoulders drop back, chin down, inhale, ribs will be open here. As you exhale, start rolling shoulder heads forward, feel your ribs close in. Chin lifts just enough to let your shoulder heads roll forward. And then let that go. Let your shoulders drop back. Chin drops down. Feel a little more release. Try 2 more like that. Roll your shoulder heads forward, chin up. Let your core just a little bit engage. And then let the core go. Let the shoulders drop back. Let your chin drop down. Ribs are open. Inhale. As you exhale, shoulders roll forward. Start your exhale. Feel your ribs softly dropping. Chin lifts just enough to let shoulders roll forward. And then let shoulders release back. Inhale. Exhale, shoulders roll forward. Ribs drop into the ball. Feel the weight in the back of the ball. And then let shoulders drop back. Inhale. How are you doing over there? Better? Yes. Okay, so release a little more.
Yeah, that first inhale.
Yeah, good. Okay, last one like that. Inhale with shoulders drop back. Let the ribs expand. As you exhale, roll shoulders forward. Feel the ribs softly drawing into each other. Good. Let shoulders drop back, chin drops down, ribs open. Inhale. Exhale, shoulders roll forward. Ribs soften in, chin lifts a little. And then let that go. Let's bring hands up. Interlace all the fingers except for the index finger. Spread from thumb to pinky. Keep that index finger up and keep the thumbs away from it, so don't squeeze thumbs into it. Okay? Slide shoulder blades off the back. Think of folding collarbone in half. Reach your hands up to the ceiling, your chin will lift a little. Outer spiral arms, so biceps face your face. Drop your arms forward. You're going to squish your own chest and then chin to the chest to round up. Middle abs suck back. Slide the shoulders forward. Your objective is not to come off your ball. Suck the belly back into the ball. So you're still heavy in your ball. Okay? A little lower with hands. Okay? Now from here, keep your arms up. Slide the shoulder blades back. Don't lean the whole body back. And then core pulling back, slide the shoulders forward, reach forward. Good. Do it again. Slide shoulders back. And then slide forward. Last one. Slide the shoulders back. Good job. Good. Slide forward, hold. Suck the belly back. Turn to the right. Good. Bend the right elbow, pulling the left arm across, or keep the left arm pretty straight. Good. Now notice the hips are holding, let them go. No tucking. Bring it back to the center. Take the arms left. Bend the elbow, reach the right arm across. Notice the hips are squeezing, let them go, let them rest. That's it. Bring it back to the center. Good. Hands behind the head, move your block out of your way. Elbows stay in your peripheral vision. Shoulder blades come down into your ball. Keep them forward though. That's it. Feel your ribs start to open. Let your hips release and lay back with the back of the neck, trying to stay parallel to the ground for as long as you can. Let the ribs open. And then bring it up. Hands pull your head, keep ribs open. Then middle abs start to draw in. When you're all the way up, slide shoulder blades forward, suck core back. Good. Shoulder blades slide back again. Let the head drop into your hand. And then come back. Good. Push the bolster away. Lift your hips, roll all the way forward until the ball is just under the head and neck. Good. Okay. Bring your bolster up toward the hips. You're going to lift hips up, pull bolster under your glutes, under your hips. I should say glutes, under your actual hips. Okay. Almost done. Alright. So, ball is just under head and neck. Bolster under hips. Okay. Alright, arms up. Your upper back should be able to touch the ground. And bring the legs up one at a time. Arms inside the legs, hands under the heels. Turn your feet out. So, yep, you got it. Turn your feet out. Yeah, bolster higher, which is better. Good job. Okay, cup the heels. Thumbs are with fingers. Turn the feet out. Open the feet. Try to let them drop toward the mat. Release the back. Release the shoulders. Release all your body weight into that. Turn all the way to the head and neck into that red ball. Inhale. As you exhale, let go of the right leg. Let right leg drop forward, right arm drop back. Good. Reach the right leg forward. Let's put right heel on the mat and then slide it as far forward as you can, as low as you can. Little pressure into the ball with the head. Keep your left heel into your hand. Don't lose the heel and hand connection. Don't lose that. That's important. Good. Breathe. Okay, now bring your left arm to the ceiling. Let your ribs drop in. Good, and bring the left leg back in. Okay, get hands to heels again. Keep that connection, turn your feet out. Now bend your elbows here. Now don't lose that. Hands all the way to heels, not just fingers. Good. Heels, not ball of the foot. Or not arch, yeah. Okay, now let your left foot drop forward. Your right heel is going to push into your right hand. Don't let it go. Yep, let it drop forward. Don't let that go. Now reach the other arm back. Don't let that knee bend forward. Keep that knee up. There you go, pulling down with elbow. That's your lever. If you pull hard enough with that elbow, the other leg pops up too. Yeah, feel the difference? Push into the head a little to reach that hip a little further. Keep right elbow bent, roll your right shoulder forward. Okay, and bring it back. Good job. Get rid of your ball. Good. And push the bolster to the tip of the tailbone. Bring the knees in one at a time. Just barely have your bolster under your tailbone so your low back is just rounded here. Let your knees come in. Just rock back and forth a little. Release the low back. Push the bolster all the way down to your calves. Okay. And then we're going to tent knees just in front of bolster. It's still there. You're going to use it again. Move your hips all the way to the right side of your mat. Pick them up and move them over. Put your left leg right in the middle of your bolster. Turn out so the inner thigh faces the ceiling. And then you're going to bring your left leg across. Hook your heel on your bolster.
Wait, I'm sorry, which side? You're right.
Sorry, your right leg across. Did I say
Yeah,
left
that's
leg is on
okay.
the bolster? Did I say that right?
Yeah.
Okay, so left leg is on the bolster, right foot comes across, hook your heel on the bolster. Good, bring your arms straight out to the sides. Good, should be a huge twist. Okay, now bring your right arm up and over your head, bicep into your cheek, reach that inner foot, left foot away, and see if you can slide your right knee further across. Pull with your heel. Nope, 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 pull with your heel. Bend the knee into the bolster. Come back. Come back to me. Put your heel where it was. Now use it. There you go. Good. Okay, once you're pulled pretty far, start bringing your right arm back to hang out to the right. Good. And just let gravity pull on that arm there. Keep your low belly, middle abs sucked in. You should feel nothing in your low back here. How are we doing?
Good.
One more breath. Okay, to come out of it, slide your left, or your top hip, your right hip back to the right. Slowly rolling out. Think of your spine rounding. And then bring it across. Good. Oh, that's lovely. All right, sorry guys, bring your hips all the way to the left. Right leg out in front on your bolster. Okay. Left leg comes across, heel to your bolster. And then use the heel to softly pull that left knee across. Very soft. Keep your low belly in. Let your left arm come over your head, bicep to the face at first. So you want to keep the core pulled in. Inner spiral the bottom leg too. So both legs inner spiral. Suck the low belly back to support lumbar spine. You guys feel that? You should not have an arch.
Oh, yeah.
Feel the difference?
Mine's mostly right in here.
Yeah, you should not have an arch in your low back. You feel the low belly?
Yeah.
Okay. Once you have your low belly, then you can put weight on it. Then the left arm can drop back out to the left. And maybe you can keep low belly and twist open, but keep low belly pulled in a little. Tail under. Okay, how are we doing?
Is this it?
Yeah, it's nothing major.
It's nothing major, right? Okay, just check
Just
it.
don't go to your low back. You can make it bigger by sliding the knee further away. Okay. And then come back out of it. Letting that left hip lean back to the back. Good. And come back to the middle. Alright, legs over your bolster. Good. And then let's reach arms overhead. Reach your heels, reach your hands, sock your low belly in to bring low back to the mat. And then exhale, bring your arms up, point the toes, roll the feet in, pull the core down. Do that again. Inhale, take it back, open heels, open feet. Exhale, ribs pull down, legs roll in, toes point, and even knees, ankles. And let it go. Palms face the ceiling. Come down into your final resting pose. Okay. Inhale, long and soft. As you let the air leak out, the ribs soften in. Let the eyes roll into the back of the head and the middle of the forehead where the third eye is. Try to release the facial muscles, the muscles in the head, neck, skull. Feel a spreading across the brow, across the forehead, and across the base of the tongue as you release those facial muscles. Try to feel a similar spreading in the jaw, in between the ears, around the base of the skull, and back of the head. Let go of any